In this video, I want to make manifesting a lot easier for you. And one way that we can do that is making sure that we are using our manifesting techniques effectively and as they are intended to be used. Because it's often very, very frustrating when you're doing a technique over and over and over again, and you're looking to your physical reality and you're not seeing anything changing. It makes you very, very stressed and very, very doubtful of the process. The trouble is, the more stressed and doubtful we become, the further and further away we are from actually experiencing our physical reality being what we want, which is super, super annoying. Now, whenever you are doing a manifesting technique, remember, you are essentially doing the technique for one reason only. And that reason isn't to create a change in your physical reality, it is to change your internal environment, your beliefs. That is why we do techniques. They are not a way of doing a hocus pocus spell that miraculously just shifts things in the physical reality. That's not an accurate reflection of the mechanics of manifesting. As a reminder, the physical world is a reflection of your internal environment. Your beliefs, your predominant feelings, assumptions get reflected out into your physical reality, what we refer to as the third dimension. With that in mind, you can see why we want to be changing our internal environment, why there's nothing really to do out there, because out there is just taking its cues from in here. Does that make sense? So, when a lot of people start to do their manifesting techniques and they're coming at it from a position of stress and anxiety, which is totally normal and understandable, there is a potential that they're doing the techniques with an underfeeling of doubt and uncertainty and fear. They're not actually able to connect to the reality of their visualization, of their imaginary act, of their affirmations. So what that could look like is they sit down, they say, okay, I'm going to imagine a scene that would imply the fulfillment of my desire. I'm going to say an affirmation that would suggest I already have my desire. So they say that affirmation, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. But if deep down they are feeling like they're not a millionaire, like this is silly, if they're constantly like looking to their physical reality as they're saying, I'm a millionaire, where's my money? What will happen is that feeling, that belief trumps whatever affirmation or imaginary scene you're experiencing. Because what those affirmations and imaginary scenes are designed to do is change your feeling state, change your beliefs. So, what then starts to happen is you're doing these techniques more and more and more. You're aware that nothing is shifting. That's creating more and more stress, which means that your affirmations are getting less and less and less effective. But there is a simple way we can get around this. And it is something that you can start to practice right now. It's part of my manifesting practice. And it is just to take a brief period of time before you go into the silence to just quieten the mind. Now, we talk a lot in the manifesting community about the state akin to sleep, this drowsy state, which makes it easier to imagine that our desire is a present tense fact. It makes it easier for the mind to accept that, yeah, this could be a reality, even though the evidence suggests otherwise. The evidence of the senses, I mean. For me, whenever I go into that drowsy state, I'm falling asleep. It's not going to work for me. So what I use is a brief meditation. Just take some time to close your eyes and focus on your breath. Count down from 100. There are many, many options here. I can help you with that if you want, but just to quieten the mind. William Blake says that there is a moment in each day that Satan cannot find. Now, Satan in metaphysics is the doubting mind. And when you go into a meditation, you are creating a space, a safe space where the doubting mind cannot enter. You're relaxed. So this is actually a technique that I learned from Neville Goddard. It's one of his earlier techniques that he doesn't seem to talk about so much in his later work, but he definitely speaks about it in At Your Command and Your Faith is Your Fortune. And it is this technique that he calls fishing, going fishing. Now, what is fishing? Basically, what happens is when you go into the silence, when you experience meditation, you find yourself just naturally expanding, blending into this wider consciousness. When you're outside of your present sense of self, when you're in that I am awareness, it is very, very easy to start feeling yourself to now be what it is that you desire, because you're no longer so hyper focused on your physical reality. You've closed the door to the senses. This is what we are told to do when we engage in manifesting techniques. We literally shut the door to our senses. So, as a basic reminder, in this video, I have told you that in order to manifest anything, we only need to focus on our internal environment. Our physical reality is not invited to the party. Sometimes when people do a manifesting technique, they are very preoccupied by the evidence of the senses, and they are doing techniques as a way to change the physical reality. That doesn't really reflect the true underlying mechanism of manifesting. Manifesting is simply a product of changing our internal environment with the knowledge that our physical reality will be taking its future cues from the grounds we have established, the new grounds, the new blueprint we have established within through a manifesting technique. One way that we can ensure that we do a manifesting technique that remains pure and simple, free from all the fear and doubt and uncertainty, is to engage in a brief meditation before you actually start feeling yourself to be your desired outcome.